Ever since Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, friendships set out for more than 2 decades. It only took until the Aftermath update of Mortal Kombat 11, and after popular demand, to finally bring back the long-awaited non-lethal finisher. After nearly 3 years of support, Mortal Kombat 11 has a grand total of 37 friendships, the most in a single title. So today, we're wrapping up all friendships ranked, well, for now, and ranking all the friendships from Mortal Kombat 11 from the worst to the best.
Fight! Friendship.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. My name is Nick, and welcome to or welcome back to the channel. By pressing block and 1 on your controller, you'll perform your friendship by clicking the subscribe button and joining the Whack Pack today. In this installment, we'll be wrapping up all friendships ranked. This game heavily improved these from the arcade era, now including some fun camera angles and loads of personality and charm to make these the best they can be. Since there are more friendships to cover in comparison to the other 2 videos, I'm going to quickly run through some of these lower ranked ones so I don't take up too much of your time. The ones I rank low aren't really bad, they're just more disappointing if you know what I'm trying to say. Honestly, many of these are really good, which made ranking these a huge challenge, as it goes with many of these finisher rankings overall. With that, let's get together and rank all 37 of the friendships in Mortal Kombat 11. Sadly, at number 37, the mean Queen Sindel takes the bottom spot. Sure, the 4th wall break and subverting your expectations by breaking the glass is actually nice, but I feel it's over a bit too fast and I feel it could have used a different element to stand out and be more effective. Sorry Sindel, looks like you have a bad hair day with this one. Next on our list is the General of the Tarkatan Army, Baraka. His is a slight upgrade from the present, where he just slices a cake apart. I do think it's a little bit better, but I still think it's a bit underwhelming. This one needed a little bit more time in the oven to be a cut above many. And speaking of Tarkatans, at 35 we've got Sonya Blade, which sees her playing fetch with her little turret, and she brings back a Tarkatan instead of the stick. You may get a little chuckle out of this one, but it's kinda weak in comparison to the rest of the roster. At 34, we've got ourselves another Special Forces representative, Jackie Briggs. I feel this one is kind of a missed opportunity if you ask me. I think it would have been a lot more effective if she subverted your expectations by shooting at them and it turns out it's just fireworks instead, or something like that. The Chronica Bobo doll is nice, but it's not really packing any punches here. At 33, and speaking of the combat kids, the selfie and social media queen Cassie Cage takes a bunch of selfies. It's cute how each of the filters change every time you do this friendship, but I was hoping for a little bit more, honestly. Number 32 goes to Nightwolf, which is a pretty cute way to include his spirit animals and Hawk into his friendship with a little circusy vibe to it. A bit more character fitting than some of the other ones above it, not super amazing, but a fun one nonetheless. Ah yes, number 31 is a fun recreation of the MK2 classic by Shang Tsung. It plays it very safe with a fun little throwback, along with a little inclusion of subverting your expectations. Not too much else to say about it, still captures the original magic though. Alright, speedrunning explanations aside, now we can get into a little more in-depth with the rest of these friendships. Starting off with the first of 2 Shaolin monks, Kung Lao. To avoid the animal theme from the original trilogy, they decided to change the approach and make Kung Lao more childlike instead. Straying from accidentally killing a dog, he summons a train set around his hat and plays with the set. It's cute, but I feel it could have been different, say throwing the hat and cutting a target or something like that. Overall, not off the track in terms of fitting the character, but could have been a bit better. Up next is the green mysterious fighter, Jade. Following the trend of childlike friendships, a Piñata Khan appears as she strikes it with her staff and then spilling a bunch of candy everywhere. It's cute and right to the point. Also funny that she snacks and does cleanup at the same time by eating the candy with the wrapper. Like the candy, it's just a little sweet treat.
Jade wins. Flawless victory.
From one lady ninja to another, we're looking at the bloody mage herself, Scarlet. Hers is a little fun, pulling out a canvas and painting a little self-portrait with her blood. The aggressive strokes make it look like she's going in with major detail, but subverts with a little stick figure instead. Also, this is actually a nod to Scarlet's voice actress, Beata Pozniak, who is a real-life painter. A fun nod with some bloody good strokes in there. Number 27 with the Hollywood himbo, Johnny Cage. Instead of doing a "To My Biggest Fan" for a third time from the arcade era, they decide to go with a Broadway approach instead. He snaps his fingers and then stage lights turn on as he does a little dance with some fun music, all with that fun little Johnny pizzazz. It's also a fun possible nod to Michigan J. Frog, known as the WB Frog you all knew of but probably never knew the name of. A fun one overall with a nice merry melody. Speaking of Warner Bros. And entertainers, the Clown Prince of Crime is here at number 26. This one is pretty fun as his fatality starts off as a friendship, now his friendship starts off as a fatality. Looking like he's about ready to kill you, a batarang flies in and snaps Joker out of his killing instinct. With a fun little "aw come on bats," he pulls out some balloons and performs a friendship. It's also fun to see the Joker keep looking up at the corner to make sure that Batman's not going to throw anything at him again. It's just a fun and goofy one overall. Guaranteed my buddy Jeff got a good laugh out of this one.
Hey, come on, Bat.
Friends, the Joker wins. Flawless victory.
We are looking at the Conqueror of Realms, Shao Kahn. Kahn decides to borrow Sector's friendship from MK3, but adding onto it to make it his own, doing the Babe Ruth point and then slamming down on the mark. He breaks the bell and shows his might. It's also fun to just look at the marker at the top of the carnival game and see all of the references there. Kahn really brings the hammer down with this one. From strength to speed, we're looking at the Black Dragon speedster, Cabal. He quickly zips by the opponent and then plays the xylophone. It's a fun little song he plays too, and fitting that he's playing it at a very fast pace. Quite the fun one with some fun beats to it.
Friendship.
Resting and relaxing into 23 with Kotal Khan. Though simple, it's pretty fitting and fun. He pulls out a lawn chair and takes out the sun rays to the face. As someone who praises the sun, this is a cute way to get that light. Not much else to say, just make sure you don't get burnt out there, Kotal.
Friendship. Kotal Khan wins. Flawless victory.
From praising the sun to checking in on the god of virtue, Cetrion. Hers is kind of what you would expect, summoning the giving tree and then making a little swing to hang around with her tree. It's pretty cute. I can't really think of a tree joke though, so I'll just branch out and come up with one later. This one is just simple and right to the point.
Friendship. Cetrion wins.
Going down under to number 21 with Kano. This one is pretty funny and fitting to his Australian roots. Walking up to a grill with blood sausage, paying tribute to his intro dialogue with Scarlet, and some shrimp on the bobby. He lights it up with his laser eye and then flips around to close with the friendship. It's a good one that utilizes the Australian roots and his laser eye. Good on ya, Kano, for going off. taking the time both literally and figuratively with the Keeper of Time servant Geras. With the Sands of Time, he makes a giant sandcastle and uses the time manipulation to speed up the process. I love the final touch of adding the little flag to the top and his little focusing face he makes too. As you can tell, Geras is just having a real fun time with this one. Moving on to the first of 3 characters from the Aftermath expansion, that being Queen Shiva. Instead of balancing plates from MK3, she instead has a full table of wine glasses and plays a really nice melody with them. The music she plays is extremely calming after a brutal fight, and it's cool the devs paid attention and had each of the glasses make a different sound. It's calming and relaxing. Like the glass, you can just wind down.
Shiva wins.
Moving ahead to number 18 with one of my least favorite newcomers from the NRS era, that being the Collector. Though I am not a fan of this character, I can't deny how fun and creative this friendship is. With his 6 arms, he becomes a one-man band, playing a pretty fun jingle utilizing several instruments. For being a fun little jingle with several instruments, it doesn't overstay its welcome and it's over with pretty quickly, but it's just a fun one that strikes the right notes with the players. Taking aim at number 17 with Aaron Black. This sharpshooter makes it look like it's going to be a gunslinger type of finisher, but quickly turns into a carnival game with a shooting gallery. It's quick and over with pretty fast, but it's very fitting to the character. This one takes a shot and it hits its target. Speaking of hitting her target and guns, John Rambo makes his way at number 16. This one includes a fun little tribute to the gearing up montage from Rambo 3. Instead of explosives and ammunition, he subverts expectations and gears up like he's going to Zap Zone for a New Year's lock-in. Crawling around the barricades and shooting at targets is a perfect friendship for the Green Beret. It's a friendship that accomplishes its mission for being fun and flashy. Splashing in at number 15 with the second Combat Pack 2 character, Rain. Continuing with the carnival theme, Rain summons one of those balloon popping games, but uses his finger as the gun instead, filling the Milena balloon and winning a plush fish as a prize. Quite a unique one, as Rain's includes a giant carnival set with prize assets for his friendship. This friendship just pops off and is quite the prize for the Rain mains. Moving on to our second comic book guest from this game with Spawn. His opens with a nice little fake out, looking like he's about to finish the opponent with his cape. Instead of that, it switches us to one of my favorite ways to unwind, reading and hammocking. It's adorable to see him use his cloak as the hammock with rebar supporting it. The book, Hellish Desires, is just cute and something I need to add to my book collection. Also, the NRS logo being used as the bestseller sticker is also a nice touch. This one is just a hellish delight for the Spawn fans.
Spawn wins.
Entering number 13 is the Fire God and Champion of Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. Making its return is the Dancing Friendship. We see the return of the ball drop, but with some new additions to properly update it. The flashing lights, new dance moves, and the Saturday Night Fever music are great ways to update this one. Where Shang Tsung's was a nice beat-by-beat remake, this one at least makes the right changes to not only improve on the classic, but make this one of the standout from this entire game. Enjoy your time, Blue, and boogie on out of here. At number 12 with everyone's favorite story character, Devora. Jokes and sarcasm aside, this one is pretty clever and fun. Where it looks like she's about to morph into a hideous monster for a crazy fatality, she instead pulls a Heimlich and becomes a pretty butterfly. It's a good subverting friendship and fits the character extremely well. This one just makes all the Devora fans flutter in laughter.
Devora wins.
Reaching our final Combat Pack 2 character with the fan favorite Melina. Similar to her clone sister and Jade, she follows the trends of doing something extremely childlike, having a little tea party with teddy bears of the main 3 lady ninjas. It's so adorable seeing her all cutesy, pouring tea for the teddy versions of the ninjas, and being super caring to all of them. Not much else to say other than it's just sweet. That's all.
Melina wins. Flawless victory.
Entering the top 10 with our second to last guest character in Mortal Kombat 11, the Terminator. This one is also pretty fun, highlighting his motorcycle element. He walks off stage and subverts expectations by not running over the opponent, but doing a bunch of motorcycle tricks. All the poses and stunts are enough to get a good chuckle out of any MK fan or fan of action. Seeing the robotic Terminator doing stunts like these is pretty solid. Definitely terminated our expectations in a great way.
Friends, the Terminator wins. Flawless victory.
At number 9 with the first friendship we saw in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath's trailer, Scorpion. This one is pretty effective for subverting your expectations, starting off by looking like a brutal fatality, but switching to catching a teddy bear instead. Seeing the rage-filled Scorpion in such a calm and pleasant mood with the bear is just so cute and special. Big hugs around for this one. Like the rope spear, it just pulls you in for something on the soft side.
Scorpion wins.
Skating in at 8 with the icy killer, Frost. Her friendship takes advantage of her fun ice powers. She summons an ice floor and skates around, pulling some high-level figure skating moves. The little detail of her head detaching and staying on her shoulders as she continuously spins is both impressive and disturbing as hell. It's quite memorable for all the fun reasons.
Frost wins. Flawless victory.
Getting some fanfare with number 7 with Katana. Her friendship brings in her sister, Melina, and they finally act like a true set of sisters for once. Playing a nice little game of patty cake and, even after messing up, they just laugh it off and enjoy their time together. For how much they just hate each other in the story, it's really sweet to see them bond like sisters. Gotta give the team props for making such a heartwarming friendship.
Friends, Katana wins. Flawless victory.
Entering the 6th spot is a really cool dude, Sub-Zero. Excitedly running off with laughter and then coming back with a cart full of frozen treats is just sweet. It's also really funny how he just has a stick and then just freezes a popsicle on it with his cryomancer powers. Also the fun little details with the caricature versions of the MK characters like Scorpion and Goro on the cart is also a nice little treat. Like Sub-Zero's frozen treats, this one is just sweet and cool.
French. Sub-Zero wins.
Entering the top 5 with the God of Wind and a character I haven't covered yet on the channel, Fujin. Also another clever one making use of his powers by pulling out a kite and summoning wind to skip around and fly the kite. It's also unique as this has its own whimsical music playing it other than the other traditional friendship music. It's also another one where it's just adorable seeing the character acting all childlike. Also, my apologies for not having a good pun for this friendship. I'm just on a kite schedule. Overall, this one is just really fun.
Friendship. Fujin wins. Flawless victory.
Skipping in at number 4 with the edgelord of Mortal Kombat, Noob Saibot. This one is pretty creative and memorable. He summons 2 shadow clones, points at both of them, and then does some insane jump roping. If you let this one play out for a little bit, you see how hard Noob goes by doing some flips and plenty of other tricks in there. Also, huge shoutouts to the motion capture actor for doing all of these stunts too. You deserve some medal for all of this.
French. Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory.
Honestly, these top 3 could have all tied for the top spot for just being absolutely amazing friendships. All of them have amazing charm and character. But since this is a ranking, I went with this order at the end of the day. So with that, let's award the top 3 medals. Our bronze medal goes to the Protector of Earthrealm, Lord Raiden. As I hinted at in all MK2 friendships, Raiden finally brings back Kid Thunder with an amazing light show, paying tribute to the real-life act, Light Balance, which I'll link above, where they performed a neon dance that was all Mortal Kombat themed. Raiden and Kid Thunder do a nice dance with their neon suits. It's awesome and fitting to Raiden, while paying tribute to a real-life dance. My favorite little detail is how Kid keeps looking up to Raiden and checking to see if he did a good job, and that you did. This one just steals the show as one of the best friendships in all of Mortal Kombat 11.
Friendship. Raiden wins. Flawless victory.
Close to taking the top spot is our last guest character on the list, RoboCop. Of course, the best way to take advantage of Alex Murphy's robotic body is by doing the robot dance. What makes this one stand out is a ton of the extreme over-the-top dance moves, along with a fun 80s filter and the little boombox with OCP bling around his neck. All of these little nuances make this one stand out. It's also extremely fitting to the 80s character. For all that, this easily becomes one of the best friendships in all of Mortal Kombat.
Friendship.
Alright, you all probably saw this one coming, but number 1 is Jax Plays the Sax. How could you not like this one? Not only is this a fun reference to the epic sax guy, but it's also a fun nod to Mortal Kombat Special Forces with all of the over-the-top backgrounds, along with a fun little Mortal Kombat theme cover. This is probably the most memorable friendship in the entire game, and it never fails to get a chuckle out of me. For all of these reasons, Jax's friendship is the best in all of MK11 and one of the best friendships in the entire series. It's just too sexy.
Friendship. Jax wins. Flawless victory.
Whew, oh my goodness. All 37 of the friendships ranked from worst to best. Which of these was your favorite and which was your least favorite? Comment down below and let's have a fun discussion down there. As always, my list isn't the right list or the definitive list, it's just my opinion and I'd love to hear where you're coming from. And that's a wrap on all friendships ranked so far. At the time of this recording, we aren't sure if these are coming back in Liu Kang's new era in Mortal Kombat 1, and if they are, you know that they'll be covered on the channel. And speaking of Mortal Kombat 1, get ready for a lot of Mortal Kombat 1 content coming to the channel. This includes all finishers ranked for the launch roster and cameo roster, all supers ranked, and even a review of the game. So subscribe and ring the bell to be notified as soon as those videos are up. Also, my apologies for the delay of content lately. I've just been super busy in my personal life lately and I hope you understand. As always, thank you so much for your continuous support. My name is Nick, and have a smooth rest of your day.
Fight!